Hey there, fellow creatives. This tutorial is about how to build a gazebo using the Structures Plus mod. This is going to use the triangle foundations, some fence foundations, and then some pillars and door frames to get the support we need to build the roof right over the top. Hey everybody, this is SWChris. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and take a look at our location here. We are on the center, and we're not building this full house today. Instead, we're building this little gazebo, and we are at 87.4 latitude and 41.6 longitude. If you are interested in learning how to build this house, there is a tutorial that'll pop up in the cards in the upper right-hand corner of your screen later, but this is what we're going to build on camera today. It's a nice little gazebo. This is option A with the door frames installed. We're going to do another version without the door frames. So here's how you do it. Let's go over here, and we've got these little triangle wood foundations, and this is using the Structures Plus mod. So if you look at these materials here, you'll see that there is a whole bunch of Structures Plus stuff. So if you want to build this, you are going to need it. So go ahead and go download it from the workshop on Steam, and then go ahead and place this wood foundation down right here. All right, and then once we have this, you can go all the way around so that there are 6 of these in a kind of a hexagonal shape? Yeah, hexagonal shape, that's correct. And so this is going to form the base of our gazebo. And then we have these wood foundations. I'm using the S+ ones because they have this nice little arrow that gives you kind of the directional polarity of these things when you place them down. If you're using vanilla ones, those work too. You just need to place them down exactly like this, counterclockwise like I'm doing. So put that right against the edge, and then you just repeat for each side and get them right up against the edge, but not too far. It doesn't really matter. All you want to do is make sure that these line up kind of like this, and that none of them kind of jut through each other too badly. Otherwise, some of your walls that you're going to be building on this might look a little out of alignment. So we're just going to go all the way around here for all of these, and then we should be ready to move on to the next step. Okay. All right, so there we go. See, this is probably a little too far, for example. So if we get rid of this and we just replace it, we can... Yeah, so, you know, it's going to be a little tricky. Okay, there we go. That's about as good as we're going to get, I think. All right, so the next step, once you have the foundations here, is to take some railings, or pillars, I'm sorry. Take some pillars, and go ahead and stick them on the edge of each intersection where the wood foundations intersect. They'll snap right to it. They will snap in some kind of interesting orientations, but that's okay. They won't be noticeable. Notice that I'm using vanilla wood pillars. It just works a little better that way if you use the vanilla ones. If you don't like the look of the vanilla ones, you can, of course, try to make it work with Structures Plus ones, but I don't really care too much about that. So once you have that and you build them up twice so that they are above your head, you need to go ahead and add in these railings. And there's 2 snap points now. There's this lower snap point, and then there's this upper snap point. The upper snap point is actually the fence foundation, and that's the one you want to avoid. Don't place them on that one. Instead, you want the lower one. So that's usually going to be the first one that it'll snap to, is the foundation snap point. So go ahead and bring them all the way around. Yeah, I think that's lined up correct. Yeah, that is. Okay, so we'll just go all the way around like this. And you don't have to place them on the ones you want open. So you can have as many sides as you want open. So I can have this side open. You can put the other side open so that people can just kind of walk through if they want. That's totally an option. I am going to build it like the one over there, to where there's only one opening and it's kind of attached to like a deck. You can build it by yourself. It can be like the centerpiece of a park you want to build. So you know, this design is really kind of designed to be extensible. Okay, so once you have the railings, we need to add a roof, but we have a bit of a problem, is that there is no way to really add a roof here. So we need to actually place door frames down. And so if you place them down on the railings, they will snap to the fence foundations, and you can just build them 2 up. And they will do this every time. So you really don't have to worry about pressing Q to get these things to line up properly. The only time you might have some trouble, there we go, is when you place them on openings without the railings. And when you do that, just go to the side that you want the outer part of the wall of the door frame to face, and then just place it down, and it'll snap the way you want it to. If you snap it from in here, from inside here, it's not going to work right. It's going to snap like that. Oh, well, actually, hey, it should snap. Yeah, it'll snap like that if you do that. So you really want to just go from the outside in on these. All right. Awesome. So now that we have our support structure in place, we can go ahead and place the roofs in. You've noticed that I have 2 types of roof objects in my toolbar. We have the standard kind of wood triangle ceilings, and then we have the wood roofs. You want to place the roof first, not the triangle ceilings. And the reason is because if you place the ceilings first, let's do that, and you're going to have a whole bunch of different kind of snap points now that you're going to have to kind of contend with. But if you place the roof first, you really only just have one to deal with. And so it really kind of aligns very precisely, and you don't have any like gaps or something in between, you know, the roof objects or anything like that. So once you get the roof placed, you can just go ahead and place the ceilings in, and there's really only one snap point for these. They'll snap directly to the door frames, which is very nice and convenient, even though you've already placed roofs down. So there you go. So this is option A, this design here. Now there's another option here that we could do, which is just using the pillars. And this is going to require you to make sure that you have foundation support turned off in the, I think it's the Structures Plus mod. It might be on the server. I'm not quite sure how that works, unfortunately, but I think it comes with the Structures Plus mod. And then you just delete the door frames or destroy them. And the roof objects, well, you can see they are not breaking down. And you'll see this for real in just a second when we get rid of the last foundation. There it is. And so now you just really, the roof is just floating, and it just looks like it's attached to the pillars, but it's not. It's really just floating. So that is how you do the gazebo. And of course you can paint it up just like this one over here. If I fly up a little bit and take a look at the paint job here. This one is painted slate gray for the roof, white for all the trim, and then a brick for the foundations. Those are the dye colors. So if you're interested in checking those out, then go ahead and paint them that way. And if you got something out of this tutorial, I hope you will do me a favor and go ahead and subscribe. And if you want to see the tutorial where I build that Victorian house right behind me, it's a 3-bathroom, 2-bedroom, folks. Go ahead and click on the video in the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, and I will see you next time. And in the meantime, go make something awesome. Bye-bye.